Okay, this is day 3 of our study and work stream. And today it's going to be themed around ending procrastination because we have been kind of procrastinating on a task that we told ourselves we would do it like 2 days ago. Now we just got to get it done. It's going to be writing my main video script for basically talking about how I created the project of my audiobook, and yeah, it's just a video for that basically, but for my main channel. So actually making the script decent and taking the time to write it out and everything. My voice is still not like completely back to normal. I don't know, this is so strange. I mean, I just need to be patient, but I very much feel sad about it. Anyways, let me just check that the stream is actually working, so I wasn't just talking to nobody. Okay, it seems to be working. This is also a new setup. We're just experimenting with things, and I kind of like this. Right here, it's kind of, I think it's kind of funny to have. One second, I am just gonna monitor my own stream. This time it seems to be working better. Okay, nice. So as usual, what we're gonna do, this is kind of funny. I'm seeing myself like 4 times, like one on OBS, one on the YouTube app and the Twitch app, and then one on my camera. So I'm like, wow, this is so strange. Okay, yeah, so today we're gonna work on what we just mentioned, which was the script, and also post to Facebook and Instagram because that's part of what we said we would do for the promotion. Just posting like friends and stuff, because there are friends that I haven't reached out to yet, and I think some mentioned that they were interested in checking out the book. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And this is going to be our main screen. As you can see, the view of my desktop is really tiny, but that's because as I work on this, I'm not entirely sure. Like, I want to show something that I'm clearly working on the right thing, but I also want myself to be somewhat bigger. So, and I also want the view of the Pomodoro to be there. So it's kind of like, this is what I came up with for now. But let's go ahead and start off with gratitude. This time I'm going to make it out to my cousin. I'm pretty sure you can't really see much of what I'm typing, so I'll try to read it out. So this one's for my cousin. When I was 8 years old, he stayed at my old house where I used to live, close to East LA, and it was a very tiny place. So he just slept like in the living room and sometimes on the couch, I think. On the floor maybe. That's what I seem to remember. And I think he stayed with us for a few months, maybe a month or two. It wasn't like super long, but I just had a lot of fun while he was around. And he's a very strong guy. He's like his personality is very solid. Like, he was teaching me a lot of things about morals and selflessness. And there's one thing I want to, I guess, thank him for. let's see. Basically, the story was like, he asked me about a Tootsie Roll, and he said, okay, so you want to eat this Tootsie Roll, but let's say your two cousins named, my two cousins, Sarah and Brian, wanted to eat the Tootsie Roll as well. You know, I'm 8 years old. And then he said, okay, what should you do? I told him that I would split it in 3, so then we can all have, you know, a little piece. And then he said that I was wrong and that I should split it in 2 and give it to them. And I think as an 8-year-old, I was like, whoa, I didn't even think of that as an option. You know, I never really considered selflessness and what selflessness meant until he taught me, or until he told me that Tootsie Roll story. Or suggestion, I guess. The Tootsie Roll suggestion. And I don't know, it had a really big impact on me because I looked up to him. He's like 10 years older than me, and I felt like he had authority. He, like I said, he was a very strong guy, like even physically. He was like into wrestling and everything. So yeah, he would teach me some wrestling moves as well. But, you know, at the time he was only 18, and there were funny moments as well, like how he went into Harvest Moon and slashed my sister's cows and stuff. And my sister was there, so she was like crying. I mean, like at the time I was like, holy shit, I can't believe this is happening. But now that I think about it, it's like hilarious. Probably not to my sister, but yeah, at the time it was really funny. Or now it's really funny. At the time I was like, oh my god. Anyways, so yeah, not it wasn't always like good lessons all around. It was sometimes like things like that. So it was interesting. But I really appreciated all the memories. I'm just gonna type out, because all of this is meant to be sent during Thanksgiving. I don't know how to type out Gokol, like meaning older brother, but you say it for cousins as well in Cantonese. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and enter focus mode since we might as well. And after I'm done writing this gratitude, I'm going to head straight into just writing my script for YouTube. Also, I realized that back then I made the music too loud. So this time around, I'm just going to keep the music the same and then just work. Okay, it's now break time for 10 minutes. I'll talk about the project I'm working on for a little bit. Feel free to tell me about yours as well in the chat. But right now, I'm scripting the video for my main channel on YouTube. This is my second channel. And on my main channel, I haven't posted in a long time. That's because I've been working on this audiobook. And this video is basically telling the story of why I created the audiobook. And I'm trying to use this new format that I made for myself of like writing out what and like why, like who's this video for? Why am I making this video? What is the story of this video? What are the emotions I want to convey? What's the message? But I began writing and I feel like I just kept writing basically what happened, and I'm not focused on the emotion and everything I just wrote previously. So I'm gonna need to revise this for sure. It's becoming too long. I think I need it to be concise. Like I was imagining more like a 5-minute video explaining the whole story. But the title is like, the choices are, I completed my first real product, parentheses 500 plus hours of work. That's one title option. Another one is, this took 500 hours, ... but it's finally done. I kind of like that one. I sometimes ask ChatGPT for title recommendations, and that's what it generated. And then another one is, after 500 plus hours, I finally finished my dream project. That one's also not bad. I'm trying to think, like, I know one of the stated purposes for streaming like this is so that I can theoretically co-work with people or study like together and stuff like that. And I think I'll at least try it for 7 days, but I will stream for 30 days. But after 7 days, I might change the format around. I kind of feel like just talking the entire time. Like actually just speaking my thoughts out loud and creating the script actively on stream rather than sort of just like being in my own thoughts. I think that would be more interesting and more fun. Same with the studying. I feel like when I study the Japanese, I might as well just like state out loud what I'm thinking and how I'm studying versus just kind of being on stream. I don't know. I feel like that's a completely different format from like the study streams that are out there. Not that I've actually watched. I think I might have watched like 1 or 2 before, but I don't watch too many, so I'm not sure what they do. But yeah, I'm not sure I see a point in just like streaming the focus time and not saying stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure. I would love to hear thoughts of this if you have any. future watchers or chat. I think what I'm going to focus on is just doing the social media post after this, because I feel like this is completely different from the social media post. I thought that this would help it, but nope, this is just like a completely main video script. I think I'm going to go get some medication too today. My voice is just not feeling the healthiest. And we still need to do 3 videos for TikTok today. Yeah, part of me feels a little overwhelmed by all the stuff that I have to do, or that I told myself I need to do. But I don't know. I feel like I can do it. I just have to really focus. Okay, let's write this social media post after the break ends, I guess. Yeah, I should at least commit to doing it the study stream way for until Friday at the very least. What the? Okay, it just hit another break time. But I kind of don't want to stop working. I guess I'll just like talk while I do this. So what we just did was post on Facebook, and I know that doesn't sound like much, but I tried to construct the post as concisely and nicely and well communicated as possible. Basically, I just said, hey guys, this is my audiobook. This is what it's about. Learning Japanese for travel, and this is how you can help me out. Here are the links for the audiobook and the ebook, and the most important thing is basically just listening and then just writing a genuine review if you liked it, because just getting more reviews on it, if they really enjoyed it, if they thought it was a good audiobook, is very important, because it signals to others who are looking at it, this might be a good buy, might not be. So that was my ask for Facebook. I hardly ever do that. I think that's why it takes a lot of mental energy for me. It's because I think the last time I posted on Facebook was like over 5 years ago, maybe. But I create stuff all the time, and I never try to promote it on Facebook. So I have a decent amount of friends on Facebook. I don't remember how much. But if even like 1% of them were to do it, review the audiobook, then it would be very, very impactful, I think. I think there's something that's really, really different about being a creator and being someone who I don't want to be like mean about this in any way possible, but this is just like some of my raw thoughts. I feel like if you've ever created something in your life where you feel really proud of it and you want others to see it, that feeling of having someone who is willing to support you and see it and watch it and support you, basically, it's a very strong feeling. Basically, there's one time I remember a friend of mine from high school, he started a podcast, and I remember when we were talking, because at the time I was just starting YouTube, we were talking about how, well, he was basically upset that there were certain friends who didn't show support for his podcast. And for me, I always thought that was kind of strange, because for YouTube, I was always like, I don't really mind if my friends watch my stuff or not. There were times when I was trying to push, and I asked like my cousins, for instance, to check out a video or something, but even then, like, if my friends didn't watch it or watched it, it didn't matter to me. But for this audiobook, I can sort of feel like it does matter, because I feel like I really did spend so much time and energy and my heart making it in the past 5 months, that it's like the greatest thing one of my friends could do for me. They don't need to get me a birthday present or a Christmas present for the next 10 years. If all they did was go to my audiobook and give it a listen, and if they think it's well produced, whatever, like, they genuinely feel about like its quality, just write the review. That would mean more to me than any gift you can give me for the next 10 years. That's how I genuinely feel. And yeah, and I guess it's hard to communicate that, because unless you're a creator and you've created something at this caliber, where you feel so strongly about it, where you worked so hard on it, it's just, very hard to communicate the feeling of I would really, really love support for this project. It's like a part of you, basically. It's almost like you in a way. And if you can get that support, it just feels so meaningful. And to not get it is almost like I don't care about you. It's very, yeah, it's very sensitive, honestly. And I don't think I've ever felt this way until creating this audiobook and wanting it to be seen. Because it's like, in a way, it's not really about the audiobook. It's more so just like acknowledgement. It's like you want to be acknowledged that you work so hard creating this thing that you think is well made and that you really, really tried your hardest to produce and make good. But of course, that doesn't matter to anyone. Everyone is the hero to their own story. Everyone's their own protagonist. And that's why it's like, how do you communicate that feeling to someone else unless they just inherently know it? So for instance, if a friend of mine were to say anything to me in the future about their projects and like ask me for support, like let's say they made an audiobook or an ebook or whatever, and they mentioned it or they messaged me, I would immediately, if they're a good friend of mine, I would immediately consume it. I don't care if it's like a 50-hour audiobook or a 1,000-page ebook. I would straight up spend all my time just making it happen, where I finish it or get to the point where it's enough for like a review. I'm like, yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, this story is compelling. And I would write a review as soon as possible, like on day one, on release. I would do that because I know how it feels to be in a position where it's like, damn, I'm just looking for that support. And, a lot of my friends, they said, yeah, they're going to do it, of course. But then people get busy. I understand that. And so it's like, it takes time and you're not sure who remembers, who's actually going to do it. People always say that they will, but it's like, now that I've felt this and I know this feeling, I will be that person that will show enthusiastic support to anyone, I care about, because it's such an important thing. Honestly, it's like when you put your heart and soul into something, it really does become a part of you, and it's an extension of you. And to show support for it is, like I said, so meaningful. And I think that's why for me it's such a sensitive and hard thing to do, just asking for support in a way, for my finished audiobook. But I'm trying my hardest to maintain composure, I suppose, because it's a lot of emotions. Like, just imagine working on something for 5 months straight, pouring so many hours into it, and like nobody sees it. To me, that's heartbreaking. And I want to do as much as I can possible to support the people out there who feel a similar way, basically. But to be fair, my audiobook is 12 hours long, so it's like, it will take time for anyone to get to a point where they do review it. But I do trust certain friends that they will review it. But like I said, it is surprisingly sensitive. I really don't think that I don't think you'll understand it until you create something that you feel so proud of and so like you worked so hard on. Like, this is just a feeling you won't understand until that moment. And again, I'm probably underestimating. I probably worked closer to like 700 to 800 hours on it. Not that the hours matter. It's more so just like the amount of effort you put into it. All right, let's get this done. posted on Instagram and the link works. Okay, everything looks good. I think we're pretty much done for now. We did one really big thing, which was finally just promoting my audiobook on social media. It's more so like a mental thing. Just self-promotion is such a hard thing for me to do. But we at least got it done. And we're probably just gonna close off this stream because yeah, I think for the main script we will work on it Oh man, it kind of sucks because my ebook is only free for like 2 more days. I don't know why. I should have had the main video prepared already. This sickness really caused me to slow down. Yeah, I feel like we should finish this script today. But we gotta work on the TikTok stuff right now. Okay, I'm gonna just work off stream, take a break real quick, and then work off of stream. We're kind of ending in the middle of a focus, but that's okay. We kind of didn't do the break previously either way. Okay, let's close things off. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.